Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Basic. Chunk on the Deuce is how we do it. Texas, baby. Again, the ongo place, ongo place, ongo place, ongo place, ongo place, ongo place. Oh, boys gonna get it. Oh, boys gonna get it. Oh, boys gonna get it. Oh, good place. Oh, good place. Oh, good place. Oh, good place gonna get it. It's right back at the basic. Chunk of the Deuce is how we do it. Texas, baby. Man, I Dallas back, and you know what it is. Know it is. Know this. Know this. Know this. Real man rise up. Fake man rise down. Real women rise up. Fake women rise down. Practice what I preach and preach on. And today's topic we're going to talk about is, all right, why do everybody dislike black people? And this is the video it's not called, but this is what this video is saying. I got to show y'all a video, man. Why do they hate us? But here's the video. It'll explain to you why everybody hate us, and then we how we look and view to ourselves why we hate our own people and why everybody hate us. He's a brother, and this African brother, he'll explain to you why everybody hate the black community and why our own people hate our own people, and we hate it on each other. He'll explain to you what it is.
It came from the programming that took place as a part of the process that was used to destroy the African people who were brought to this country. And make no bones about it, those people were destroyed. And in place of those human beings, those human Africans, or those African humans who were brought here for the purpose of being enslaved, the process that was used to convert those destroyed Africans into this new creature, which would accommodate the needs and the desires of the Europeans who brought them over here, was what was in effect responsible for this extremely negative view that we have of ourselves and everything like ourselves. You are certainly familiar with, and most of your audience should be familiar with, the infamous Willie Lynch letter, which rather succinctly illustrates how that was approached, this effort to destroy the self-esteem and replace it with self-loathing in these Africans in order to facilitate the creation of this new creature, which would be docile and accept his or her own inferiority automatically, that they would come into the world being taught that they were inferior. And once that was accomplished, we have what we have today. And it's more than just the vestiges of that process of dehumanization, because most people don't understand that the process that produced the slave was a process of dehumanization, because a human being cannot and will not be a slave. You have to dehumanize that person. And I illustrate it this way at our school. I would take a glass and fill it with some colored liquid and say, now, if you want to fill this same glass with some clear water, what do you have to do with the liquid? And they, of course, would understand you have to remove the colored liquid and replace it with something that's clear. Now, you can go about doing that in different ways, but one thing is clear: you have to remove what's in it in order to replace it with what you want in it. And I would then point out that this is what the captors did with our ancestors who were brought here from Africa. They disinvested these beings with their humanity, or of their humanity, and then once they had an empty vessel, they just started pouring in all kinds of other filth and garbage to replace the void that they had created by removing those things that constituted our people's humanity. And so it's up to us now to conceptualize and develop a plan by which we can undo the damage that was done to our people via that first process, and restore our people to the human beings that we once were and that we must and are destined to become again.
How do you do that?
How do we do that? We attacked there was a time, as you recall, when the Pittsburgh Steelers, in their heyday and when they were a dynasty, they were best known for their defense, and best of their defense was their 4 down linemen. They were the demons of defense, and most teams that played them felt that you had to somehow or other, if you had a chance of winning, or at least of not getting beat terribly by them, you had to somehow or other either throw over or run around that defensive front 4. And, of course, the team was prepared because they knew what the offensive team was going to have to try to do, and they could nullify whatever those teams tried to do. Well, actually, the teams that did best against the Steelers were those teams who ran at their strength. And so what I feel that we, as nationalists, need to do is run straight at what appears to be the strength of those who would oppress us, and that is their confidence that we will never be able to reverse the effects or overcome the effects of the process that they use to put us into the predicament that we are. So everything that they say and have convinced us that we can't do, it is exactly that we must do to demonstrate that the effect of what they did is no longer here. Certainly it does no longer permeate our people, that there are those of us who understand quite well that none of those lies that were told about us were true. And we have to then begin to organize ourselves. And what I advocate that we do is look at the models of success, wherever those models of success are. One of the things that I have an ongoing, or I shouldn't say ongoing, but occasional conflicts with other nationalists and even some conscious people who are not necessarily nationalists over, is the fact that I very often will make references to the experiences of Jewish people. Because I look at a situation to see who has been in a similar situation to where we are and is no longer in that situation. And what did they do that enabled them to come out of the situation that they were in? And then you assess to what extent can what they did be applicable to our situation. Some of what they did may not work for us, so you just discard that. But anything that worked for someone else that has the potential of working for us, I'm willing to use that. I don't care who the people were, that had that experience. Similarly, amongst the nationalists in particular, there's a great deal of enmity towards religion generally, Christianity in particular. And so if you use references to the Bible or that are religious in their nature, then a lot of black nationalists want to discount that automatically without further consideration. And so we will then go about the business of making statements about our people, which are self-defeating, without looking at whether or not there are examples that disprove the theoretical basis for the statements that we make. By way of example, one of the biggest things that we talk about in nationalist circles, of course, because none of us has any money, so we talk about how are we going to raise money to finance this, to finance that, or to do the other. And we say that black folks will not give money to black causes. And that has been repeated so much that most people accept that as a given without ever questioning whether or not it's true. And interestingly enough, at the same time, and oftentimes the same people who make the claim that black people will not contribute to black causes or give money of any substantial amounts to black people or a black individual or a black anything, those same people will express extreme anger at the kinds of money being literally almost thrown at preachers, especially these megachurch preachers and these televangelists. There was a report that I read just about sometime last year that claimed that Creflo Dollar had raked in $69 million during the calendar year of 2006. And he's not even the biggest or wealthiest of those guys. And now, where did his money come from? It certainly didn't come in any large extent from white folk. So at the same time as we're saying black folks won't give money to black people or black causes, we're criticizing black folks for giving that kind of money to a black preacher. The question for me then becomes, what is it about what the preacher does that enables the preacher to extricate those kinds of resources from the same people that the rest of us say won't give up any money?
Yep. And they explain to you, because I've been looking at this stuff out there for years. I always wondered, if people don't like us, then why is it this that we change so much out there, and we change everything out there in the world just as much as every other race? People want to dress like us, talk like us, look like us, or walk like us, talk like us, want to fuck like us. They want our women, and their women want us, because if they hate us so bad, then why the hell they just leave us be, leave us alone? They need to do their thing, we do our thing. Because I'm going to tell you why they ain't going to do that. Whites and everybody else, even other race, and we won't do the same thing to them. We need them, they need us. Because you got to look at it. There's some truth to this. Ever since Barack Obama got in office, no matter who you love him or hate him or not, even though Obama spoke about that Trayvon Martin situation, and look what happened to that. They vilified that boy to make him of being a villain, and they treated George Zimmerman as the fallen suspect of victim. But yet, this man assaulted the police, been molested one of his family in the family or something like that. I don't know what it is, but Harvey Superboy even spoke about this, and I heard about it. And yet he even assaulted the police officer and followed other little boys. So what that tell you? But yet Trayvon Martin got suspended for not only that fighting, they say, or smoking weed or something. Every kid smoked weed at some point, even white kids. I mean, it's stupid. I never heard nothing. Nobody never criticized Cheech and Chong when they came out with of a weed Budhead movie. Nobody criticized that. I don't hear white American bitching about it and complaining about it then. I don't hear nobody else. But white people need to shut the fuck up or whatever. They bitching about it and they complaining about it. Why is it? Most other white brothers and sisters got black blood in them. You won't hear it. You won't hear it. I never hear a white person or a white man, a white woman ever say, I got black in them. I'm a black in me. Okay, I heard it in some of the movies. I never forget Howard Stern movie called Private Parts. And one of the Howard's parents, they would say something that we have to move about because of those you know what that means. When they said the I don't want to say it, but you know what I mean. Once she stopped the car, she said, anybody who has a problem, I'm half in row. Anybody has a problem with me or Howard is gonna get out the car. They didn't say nothing then. She lied about it, but you never know to tell the truth. There are white brothers and sisters do say that, white men and white women. I just don't hear it very much. Maybe I'm wrong. It might be out there. I never heard that from Asian, Latinos, Middle East, or any other, even a other race. I never hear this. I never hear. You got some black brothers and sisters mixed between all the other, be above black and white and all this other, all the other this and that. But my case is this. I'm not saying black superior and black superior than whites and whites people. I'm a white inferior. No, that's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying white people superior, black people inferior. Everybody is superior and inferior. People are better their own ways. If they hate us so badly, who attracted more other races of women than you know? Not a white guy, not a Latino guy, not an Asian guy, not a Middle East guy. And damn sure it ain't the Native American guy. It's black men. I'm telling you, it's true. It's true. It's always been this chocolate dairy creamy chocolate dairy creamy just moist it off their legs. Want to be with a black man who more disfantasize the most? It's always white women, and white guys know this. Even white guys been sensitized and fantasized be with a black woman, even if they ain't gonna admit this or not. And even white women ain't gonna admit they want to be with a black man or not. This is true. I'm not saying all, I'm not saying some, but there are quite a few white brothers and sisters do this, and every other race want to get with us. If they hate us, there are some of our folks, some people out there do hate us. There are some people out there who with us, but the most part they hate us. But you got to understand why they hate us so much. Is it because we jump faster? We jump higher. We run faster. We dominate every sport: basketball, football, baseball. Even sisters dominates tennis, brothers tennis, but not very much. But usually sisters, Sabrina, Selena, Sabrina, whatever you want to call it. Even Tiger Woods dominate golf. You got to understand why they hate us so badly. You even got football, basketball. Think about it. If it wasn't for black men and being on NFL and NBA, they wouldn't be making for none. And MAB, the Major League Baseball. Come on, you got to understand why do they hate us so bad? It's because we got something that no other race don't have. And who's the best shape or form of body of women? Not white women, not Latino women, not Asian women, not Middle East women, not every other woman, but black woman. Let's be because I've been hearing this all the time. Black women are made to fuck, but not making love. No offense, sisters. I don't mean by that, but that's the stereotype. But they is made for love anyway, even if they're with their hearts or their bodies or not. But it's like they every other race. But yet you got some sisters trying to imitate white women as much as possible. You even got black men trying to imitate as white. You got black men trying to imitate white guys just as much as possible. That's like that in every other race. Don't get me wrong, but you got to look at it like that. And how black people gonna be slaves? We all over this planet, even from overseas. Even other states. Go to Brazil, go to Italy, go to Europe, go to Spain, go to Asia, go every other of certain other country. It's going to be black somewhere out of line, somewhere. But I don't hear everybody discussing about this. Why BET ain't speaking about this? Why MTV ain't speaking about this? Why VH1 ain't speaking about it? Why TVA1 ain't speaking about that? I wonder why. Maybe because they want us to dumb us down to make it think that we don't own anything. But if we all over this town, that means we can accomplish something that every other racist group. You got black billionaires, for crying out loud, all the way from Africa, from multi-millionaires, from sisters and brothers. Come on. If that's the case, then why the hell we having this conversation now? Why is that? Even in boxing, we're better throwing jabs than any other race of men. Come on. You got to look at it. I give every other race of people their credit, what they done for this country, but where our credit? And the reason why we hate each other because we've been so conditioned to think that we can't make anything in life. We can make something in life if we choose to. Guess what? We got power. We just need to know how to use it. But think about it, folks. Just think about it. If they hate us so much, then why the hell that every whole world need us just as much as they need them? But I want to hear white America, Latino American, Asian, everybody else at the group speak about this. They ain't going to speak about it. And even the Ku Klux Klan, them faggot-ass Ku Klux Klan even know this. Even the skinheads. Okay, tell me, if they hate us so badly, why the hell they need us just as much as we need them? Every other race. If there was no blacks out there in the world, what this world would have been? Just like if there was no whites, there was no Latinos, Asian, all that, man, this world would be turned to shambles to shit if there was no other race, even black. They can hate us all they want, but deep down, they not only they love us, they feared us and they hate us at the same time because we got something that no other race don't have. Think about it, brothers and sisters. Think about it for a second. Just think about it. Why do they hate us? Just ask yourself that. If you don't know why, all you gotta do is watch and observe everything. I've been saying all this time. Even Harvey even speak about this and everybody else. Just think about it. Think about it. All right. Just think about it. And that's all I can say about in this Back of the Basic. It's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Basic. Chuck of the Deuces. How we do, Texas, baby. Until next time. All right. All right. Peace. And I'm out.